Pomegranate is a shrub or tree up to 6 meters high. It has large red spherical fruits, inside which there are groups of grains separated by membranes and surrounded by pulp. A ripe pomegranate fruit can contain more than 1,000 grains. History of pomegranate. In ancient times, pomegranate was considered a symbol of fertility. People believed that it could treat infertility. The word pomegranate is translated from Latin as grainy, which is due to its structure. The origins of pomegranate are in North Africa and Central Asia, but now this plant is grown in all the countries with subtropical climate. Pomegranate flowers are used in producing dyes for fabrics, as they contain a bright red pigment. Peels are used for various medicinal brews. In ancient times, people used to call it Punic, Carthaginian, or grenade apple because of similarity of shape and color. Some people believe that a pomegranate was the forbidden fruit that Eve was tempted to eat. What vitamins are contained in pomegranate? The first 5 places in the vitamin complex of pomegranate belong to vitamin C, 4 mg, B5 and B6, half a milligram each, B1 and PP, 0.4 mg each. Beta-carotene, vitamin A, E, riboflavin, and folic acid are also present in the fruit. Benefits of pomegranate for men. The effect of pomegranate on men's health has been studied at Queen Margaret University in Edinburgh. The study has involved 58 volunteers in the age range of 21 to 65 years old. For 2 weeks, the men were drinking pomegranate juice every day. Further tests demonstrated that the level of testosterone in their blood increased significantly, and this improved the quality of their sexual life. These results make it possible to call pomegranate a natural Viagra and to recommend it to those who suffer from lower sexual potency. It's surprising, but the fruit has a similar effect on women. Benefits for women. Pomegranate, the benefits of which for men has already been proven, is even more beneficial for the opposite sex. Due to the high content of tannins, the fruit helps to get rid of dysentery and tuberculosis bacillus. Tannin contained in the fruit can quickly cope with such an unpleasant symptom as diarrhea. If your body is tired or if you have recently had a surgery, be sure to include pomegranate in your daily diet. It not only supports the immune system, but also actively strengthens the heart and blood vessels and improves the functioning of the cardiovascular and nervous systems. Such serious diseases as anemia and malaria cannot be completely cured by only eating pomegranates, but it can significantly improve the condition of the blood. People suffering from hypertension can also feel the positive effect of the fruit. This is not surprising, because pomegranate is one of the worst enemies of high blood pressure. Benefits for children. Pomegranate peel is also very good for health. The powder made from dried peels helps in the treatment of enterocolitis. In the form of powder, the peel provides faster healing of little wounds and scratches. Before you peel the pomegranate, be sure to wash it. Remove the peel and place it on the windowsill to dry. These dried peels may be brewed to make tea that is very effective against colds. This drink not only fights the infection, but also gently relieves fever. Pomegranates contain large amounts of alkaloids that help to get rid of worms. If your child does not sleep well and often wakes up at night, make them some tea from pomegranate membranes. It has a calming effect. Can you eat pomegranate seeds? Yes, you can, but not much. The seeds contain microelements that have a positive effect on the digestive tract, but it's important to remember that not all seeds are digested by the stomach, and the undigested part can cause constipation. Children under 1 year old are contraindicated of pomegranates, since the fruit can cause inflammation of the baby's weak gastrointestinal tract. To give pomegranate to a baby for the first time, dilute a teaspoon of juice with the same amount of boiled water. After a few days, if there's no allergic reaction, the amount may be doubled to 2 teaspoons. Later, the use of diluted juice is limited to 100 milliliters once a week. The use of pomegranate seeds. Now you know the benefits of pomegranate, but the juice is not the only good part of it. The seeds also have some benefits for health. Their use is prescribed for a number of diseases of the thyroid gland, as well as for hormonal disorders. Due to the content of elagitanin, the powder from pomegranate seed is used for prevention of breast cancer. In order not to cause harm to the body, it's better to use the seeds in the form of powder. To make it, the dried core parts of grains are grinded in a coffee grinder. The powder is better to store in a glass container. Be sure to check the supplies regularly, because the food moth loves pomegranates very much. Interesting fact: in China, the seeds are prepared as a separate dish. They are grinded, mixed with sugar, and eaten as a sweet. If you don't like the Chinese recipe, combine 2 teaspoons of the powder with a glass of yogurt or sour milk. The benefits of pomegranate juice. Pomegranate juice destroys bacteria in the oral cavity, thereby preventing the appearance of dental calculus, and the acids contained in the juice make the teeth a little whiter. Pomegranate juice is the champion among fruit juices in terms of antioxidant content. These substances remove cholesterol from the body and slow down the aging process of the cells. Knowing all these facts, we can say that pomegranate is a real guardian of human health and beauty. Harms of pomegranate. Despite the fact that pomegranate has quite a low caloric content and very high levels of useful microelements and vitamins, the fruit unfortunately can be harmful and sometimes even contraindicated. What is the reason? Pomegranates are fruits that very often cause allergies. Therefore, you need to be especially careful if you eat them often. In addition, they are contraindicated for those who suffer from chronic gastritis with high acidity. For people with weak teeth enamel, it's better to drink only diluted juice so that it doesn't get on the teeth. Please note, many pharmacy products are based on pomegranate, and so their use should be prescribed and monitored by a doctor. How to choose and store pomegranates. If you're not planning to grow pomegranates in your garden and prefer purchasing it in a store or in a market, then this set of rules is for you. The main feature of a good pomegranate is that it's juicy on the inside and dry on the outside. The peel of a ripe pomegranate should be slightly dry, but not too dry. It also should be firm, and there should be no distance between the peel and the grains. If you're looking at a fruit with a thick, soft peel, then it probably left the branches of the tree too early. The color of the peel is not an indicator of ripeness. Different varieties of pomegranate may have colors from dark green to brown. Therefore, it's better to ask the salesman about the name of the variety and compare it with the picture. The surface of the fruit should be glossy, and the presence of extensive brown spots is a bad sign, indicating that the pomegranate is affected by black rot. Pomegranates should be heavy. Compare two fruits of the same size and choose the one that is heavier. A great weight of the fruit indicates that it has full-grown ripe grains inside. Look closely at the crown on the top of the fruit. It should be of dark color, dry and fully opened. A green crown is a sign of an unripe fruit. Gently press the pomegranate down. You should hear the crackling of ripe grains under your fingers. If your fingers leave a dent on the fruit surface, it means that most likely it was harvested unripe and then stored for a long time to make it look better on the store shelf. Being a subtropical fruit, pomegranate prefers a storage temperature of 2 degrees above zero. The duration of storage depends on the variety. The sweeter the fruit, the shorter the storage time. In the fridge, pomegranates can retain their taste and form for 5 to 9 months. Besides the fridge, the fruits can be placed in wooden boxes, separated with paper, and then put to the cellar. At a temperature of 8 degrees above zero, they can be stored for 2 months. How to peel pomegranates? One of the most common questions is how to peel a pomegranate properly to keep the grains intact. Before you peel a pomegranate, prepare everything you'll need: a sharp knife, deep dishes, a wooden spoon, and a cutting board. Make a circle cut with a knife in the upper part of the fruit and remove the crown. The cut should not be deep so as not to damage the grains. Holding the pomegranate in your hand, make cuts from the crown to the downside of the fruit. Try to cut through where you can see the white membranes. Now you can easily break the pomegranate into segments at the cut lines. Put the star-shaped cut pomegranate into a deep dish and tap the fruit with a spoon in 4 or 5 places. You can also peel a pomegranate using the so-called in-water method. This option has a significant advantage: your hands remain clean and do not turn red. Before cutting a pomegranate, wash it in warm water and dry with a towel. Use a sharp knife to make 6 to 7 cuts along the entire fruit. Pour cold water in a deep white dish and put the pomegranate in it. Then leave for 15 minutes. After a while, remove the peel and the membranes. You will be surprised by how easily the fruit is cleaned after this water treatment. The use of pomegranate in medicine. Now, when you know how to peel a pomegranate as quickly as possible, let's see how the fruit is used for medical purposes. If you have a long-term chronic cough, pour a glass of boiling water over a tablespoon of dried peel and leave it to brew under the lid for an hour. Take 200 milliliters of the infusion every day, dividing it into 3 or 4 doses. Before use, be sure to warm it up. You can make an excellent remedy for acne skin rashes from the pomegranate peel. Crush it in a coffee grinder, mix with butter, then fry slightly in a frying pan and apply as a mask for 20 minutes twice a week. The mixture must be stored in a dark container in the fridge. Pomegranate peel powder may be combined with water at a ratio of 1 to 10 to be applied to a burn. Please note that the burn should not be covered with anything. In a short time, a scab will form on the affected area, under which the new tissue will form. In the treatment of inflammatory processes, you may use a decoction of pomegranate peels. To make it, take 5 grams of peel and brew it in 100 milliliters of water. Then filter the liquid. Take 2 teaspoons of the decoction 3 times a day before meals. Pomegranate in cooking. Tartlets with pomegranate jelly and pâté. Ingredients for 30 pieces: 0.6 kilograms of chicken liver, 1 carrot, 2 onions, 60 milliliters of vegetable oil, 80 grams of butter, salt and ground black pepper to taste, 1 pomegranate, 10 milliliters of water, 20 grams of gelatin, 2 tablespoons of sugar, and 30 tartlets. Wash the pomegranate, disassemble it into grains, put them to a tight plastic bag, and roll it with a rolling pin. This is the easiest way to make pomegranate juice without special devices. Strain the resulting juice. To make the jelly, you will need 200 milliliters. Mix the gelatin with cold water and leave for a quarter of an hour. Then put the dishes upon hot steam and melt the jelly until smooth. Remember that after boiling, gelatin loses its properties. Pour the pomegranate juice into the gelatin and add sugar. Then mix everything thoroughly until the crystals dissolve. Pour the pomegranate jelly into silicone candy molds and put them to the fridge until completely solidified. Wash and peel onion and carrot. Cut into half rings and fry in vegetable oil for 3 minutes. Put the chicken liver in the pan and fry until fully cooked. Add salt and pepper to taste. Put the contents of the pan in a blender and pulse until smooth. Add butter and let cool. Fill the tartlets with pâté. Put the silicone jelly mold in boiling water for 5 seconds so that the water does not get on top of it, and then take the jelly figures out. Put them on the pâté and decorate with herbs if you want. The tartlets should be served immediately, without storage. Now you know how to eat pomegranates in a healthy way. You know exactly how not to harm yourself and your child, and why pomegranate is known as the fruit of youth. That's all we wanted to share with you today. Click the like button if you enjoyed the video, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel and share it with your friends. See you in the next videos.